Hey guys, this is Mike with Rolling Nut Music, and today I'm going to go over a very classic snare trick from the 80s. This sound was used on a bunch of 80s records back in the day to fatten up the snare, and back then it used to be pretty expensive to pull off. Today, with most DAW software though, it's pretty easy to piece together. Now before we get deep into it, if you haven't already, please make sure to hit the subscribe button in the corner of the video and hit the bell icon to get notified when new videos come out. And if you dig on these tips and other videos, make sure to hit that like button as well. Alright, let's get started. So for this video and most others, I'm going to be using Studio One version 4 Professional. To let you know as well, I did check and all the plugins I'm using for this trick are native in the artist version. Now for the purpose of this video, I've mocked up a virtual drum track. Kick, snare, hat, overheads, and room. Let's have a listen. Now this sounds pretty clean, but let's say I really want to make that snare friggin' huge, like shotgun in a tunnel huge. So what you see I've got muted over on the side here is a little effects channel strip on the right, and it has 4 effects in it: a tone generator, EQ, gate, and reverb. Now, for this to work best, these plugins should be in this order. This is kind of important. So the first plugin to look at is the tone generator. I've done this already, but to set this channel up, just find the tone generator plugin in your effects plugins and drag it into the mixer area like this. Now before you do anything, make sure to mute the track first unless you want your ears blown off on accident. I'll explain in a second. We're going to open up the Tone Generator plugin and click the box under Waveform on the left first, and we're going to change that to Pink Noise. Now, you can also choose White Noise if you want, but I tend to prefer Pink Noise since the frequency curve's a lot flatter. It's also how I like my steak. If you burn your steak, you're a madman. Side note, Pink Noise is White Noise, but with an EQ curve applied to it so it runs flat. So yeah, that's a thing you know now. Alright, now we have Pink Noise selected. Now I like to do this since it's easier on the plugins coming after and gives me some headroom. Turn the volume level down to about minus 12 dB or so. Then, make sure you're muted and click on here on the right. If you are not muted, it will run possibly loud, straight up noise right into your face. Now you can unmute at home, but I'm not going to do that since I don't know if you have headphones on right now and I'm not going to blow your ears out. Next, load up an EQ plugin. From here you can shape the tone of the noise. Easy enough. Next, throw in a gate. Open this guy up and it should already be set to an external sidechain, but this duck button is on. Go ahead and disengage that. Next, we test the sidechain. So first, go to your snare track and click the plus symbol next to where it says Sends. We're going to send the snare track to the gate in the noise track. From here, select Sidechains and make sure you select Gate. There may be other sends listed, but they won't do the thing. Also, before we test the sidechain, let's turn the fader in the noise track all the way down. Now unmute, hit play, and slowly raise the fader. You hear that? Sounds like garbage, don't it? But it's only one piece of the puzzle. We're not done yet. Next, add reverb. Now for this I'm going to use Mixverb and find this appropriately giant sounding setting called Snare Drum Big Garage. You find any setting you like, but for this purpose, bigger is better. From here, go ahead and pull back the pre-delay to 0 and set the mix to about 50%. Now for me, I like to pull back the width as well to about 35 or 40%. This is more a personal preference thing. Find what you like. So, in review, we have the tone generator set at Pink Noise, EQ to shape, gate to trigger, and reverb at the end to round it all off. Let's take a listen. And there you have it. Now you can cover Whitesnake and Motley Crue to your heart's content. This help you out at all? Let me know in the comments. Also, be sure to hit the like button and the subscribe button and hit the bell icon for more videos. Thanks for watching. Again, this is Mike from Rolling Nut Music, reminding you to never compromise your sound.